MLB's number one prospect, the A's number one prospect, 18 years old, Leo Devries. And I cannot believe I am even suggesting this, but is the kid ready? Today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am your host, Booney. That's right. One name, all passion. And I've been an A's fan for over 40 years, and I've seen it all. I've seen Ricky run wild. I've seen the Bash brothers hit absolute nukes. I've seen the big three of Zito, Hudson, and Mulder throw masterpiece after masterpiece. Yeah, I watched games where Mountain Davis was. And now we're stacking chips. We're building a dynasty for 2028 Las Vegas. First, we are beginning to make noise now with a young crop of kids that is beginning to be the envy of all of Major League Baseball. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So do me a favor and punch that subscribe button wherever you are following this show. If you are in Nevada, you can check out Locked On A's daily at 12:30 on Silver State Sports and Entertainment Channel 5.2, Cox Channel 125. Today's episode is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you will get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the app today. The A's only have 6 more games left, guys. Season is almost done. We have 3 in Sacramento starting today against the Astros and 3 against the Royals. Well, the Astros right now are tied for the final wild card spot with the Cleveland Guardians. And this series means something, and it means something badly to the Astros. Can the A's play spoiler? It's their last meaningful series of the year, and we are going to preview that series a little bit later. The A's just came back from a road trip. It started off promising. They took 2 of 3 in Boston and then go into Pittsburgh. And they win game 1. And then games 2 and 3? We'll talk about it in just a bit. Zane Taylor, 5th round pick, UNC Wilmington, made his minor league debut on Saturday. And when I initially saw him, it resembled another Major League Baseball legend right off the bat. We'll cover that in a bit. First, if you are an everydayer, you know my theory with regard to rushing prospects to the big leagues. I am completely against it. I have 2 theories. You're ready when you're ready, and youngsters need to take their time. They need to develop. But if you're in Stockton and you crush it in Stockton, go to Lansing. If you crush it in Lansing, go to Midland. If you crush it in Midland, go to Vegas. If you crush it in Vegas, go to the big leagues. In other words, I am against anybody getting a call-up because they have a ranking by their name. If you have success at the lower levels, by all means. Now, Leo Devries was acquired in the Mason Miller trade. 18 years old. The number 1 prospect in all of baseball. And this year, he's been okay. In high A Fort Worth in the Padres system in 82 games, 310 at-bats, he had 46 runs, he hit 245, 19 doubles, 4 triples, 8 bombs, 46 RBIs. Whatever, right? He went up to, after the trade, He was in high A Lansing in the A's organization. 15 games, 56 at-bats, 9 runs scored, 268, 2 doubles, 3 triples, 2 bombs, 12 RBIs. Whatever. Stats that don't flatter you, but at the same time, hey, he's 18 years old. I wasn't expecting too much out of DeVries, not out of an 18-year-old. And actually, when he got promoted to AA, I didn't like it. I did not like the promotion to AA. Let him get his feet wet in high A Lansing. And initially, I was proven correctly. From August 19th to August 30th in AA Midland, DeVries was 7 for 42 for a batting average of 167, 7 runs scored, 2 doubles, no triples, no bombs, 3 RBIs. He walked 8 times and struck out 11. Fine. Okay. But since September 4th, I don't know what switch went off, but Leo Devries has been absolutely on fire. From September 4th up until the end of the regular season, 18 for 47, 13 runs scored, 5 doubles, a triple, 13 RBIs. He struck out 9 times. He walked twice, 5 home runs, a batting average of 383. Midland made the playoffs. And in the playoffs, you always can find out what a real player is worth. In the playoffs, 2 games in the semifinals and 1 game so far in the championship. Leo Devries, 7 for 12, 4 runs, 3 bombs, 6 RBIs, 2 walks, only 2 strikeouts. That's a batting average of 583 and OPS just shy of 2,000. I am in shock right now of what Leo Devries has done. Sure, when he first got traded to the A's, like most others, I was thrilled. Couldn't wait. The comparisons to Francisco Lindor are legit. But for an 18-year-old to be dominating the way he is, wow. Just wow. You can't ignore what he has done. You cannot ignore the production he has put up. And I pose you the question, is Leo Devries ready? Well, I will say this. He will be in spring training next year with the big team. Now, I don't have him on an opening day roster. I don't even have him on the 40-man roster. Now, with that being said, Nick Kurtz wasn't on the 40-man roster. I wouldn't put a spot for DeVries at the 40-man roster. But I will say this. He should start the year in AAA next year. And if he has a similar start Kurtz had in AAA Vegas, I don't see calling him up after 20 to 25 games far-fetched. How can you ignore the production? How can you ignore when he has done it in postseason play? When it has mattered most. You can't ignore it. What position can I see him playing? Shortstop, he's been okay. He has a better ceiling than Wilson does at shortstop. But right now, Wilson's a better defensive shortstop. Second base, maybe. He can play third. Finding a position for an elite athlete like DeVries is not going to be an issue. What he has done at the plate has me speechless. Leo Devries at 18 years old is putting up numbers I have never, ever seen before. He's hitting with power from both sides of the plate. He's not striking out. He's hitting for average. He's getting on base. Right now, offensively, there is nothing Leo Devries cannot do. And he is a competitor. When you watch his games, he is into it. He wants to win, and he's playing for his teammates. It has been an absolute joy watching Leo Devries play since he's been with the A's organization. And I pose you the question again. Is Leo Devries ready? at 18 years old. Now, by the time next year happens, it will be 19. But the transformation this kid has made from being very average at high A to struggling the first couple weeks at double A to all of a sudden just killing it. Wow. Just wow. You have probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. There are so many products out there and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. And it's not just hype. This is a supplement clinically tested that targets the root causes of thinning and shedding with a proactive approach. Whether you are at work, out with friends, or just getting ready in the morning, Nutrafol gives you more confidence in your daily routine. I love that Nutrafol is simple to add to your day. 4 pills with a meal, no prescription needed, easy. And you can feel good about it knowing Nutrafol is NSF certified and backed by peer-reviewed studies. See thicker, stronger hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code LOCKEDONMLB. The 2025 Athletics draft may go down as one of their best drafts of all time. I can't remember the A's drafting this well in recent memory. A lot of it has to do with, of course, Jamie Arnold, Gavin Turley, and the player I'm about to talk about next might be one of the biggest steals of the draft. Zane Taylor, the A's 5th-round pick out of UNC Wilmington. On paper, he looks like the type of pitcher who could climb quickly through the system, not because he throws 102, but because he knows how to pitch. Taylor's story is about growth and polish. He wasn't always the guy pumping mid-90s fastballs. He was originally more of a finesse pitcher, but something clicked this past spring. His fastball all of a sudden ticked up 3 miles per hour, now sitting between 92 and 95, topping out at 98. Pair that with elite command, and suddenly scouts were looking at him differently. And make no mistake, he dominated college baseball in 2025. Let's run through the resume. Colonial Athletic Association Pitcher of the Year. He led all of Division I in strikeout-to-walk ratio and whip, 0.76. Second in walk rate, third in ERA with a 1.98. That's not just good, that's historically good. In fact, Taylor just put up one of the best single-season performances in UNC Wilmington history. The A's scouting department flat out loved this pick. One evaluator put it simply, he's one of the top senior arms in the draft. A ton of strikes, a ton of performance. Very nice pickup. This wasn't a flyer. This was targeted. Now let's talk about what makes Zane Taylor tick. On the surface, his fastball is 92, 95. That's major league average velocity. But what makes it tough is how he throws it. Low release height, tons of extension, and command at the top of the zone. That combination creates the illusion of rise. Hitters see it well out of his hand, but they can't quite get the barrel to it. Behind the fastball, Taylor has a full 4-pitch mix, though really it's closer to 6 when you count variations. Fastball, 93.4 average in his minor league debut this last Saturday night. We'll talk about that a little bit more. He touched 94.6. Command up in the zone is the key. Sinker averaged 94.3. Touched 95.5 again on Saturday. It's the quote-unquote heavy pitch to steal quick outs. Changeup, 83 to 84 with late fade, his best off-speed weapon. Cutter, 86 to 87, more of a wrinkle to mess with hitters' timing. Curveball, 80 with enough depth to freeze guys in his slider. 84 to 85 generates chases even without elite spin. None of these secondaries scream wipeout, but together they create a steady diet of deception. This is the archetype of modern high-floor college pitcher. You're not betting on a miracle leap. You're betting that what you see can translate to innings and reliability at the pro level. Saturday night in Vegas, Zane Taylor got his first taste of pro ball, and he didn't look like a deer in the headlights. His line, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, which was unearned, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 4 strikeouts in 2 innings. It's a big deal. It tells you the swing and miss from college didn't vanish under the pro lights. What stands out the most? He flashed every single pitch in his bag. That's confidence. 11 heaters, 7 sinkers, 5 changeups, 5 cutters, 3 curves, 3 sliders. That's 6 different looks in 2 innings of work. Yes, there were 2 walks, but that's not unexpected in a debut. Butterflies, new mound, new baseballs, and importantly, he didn't give up an earned run. His stuff played, and the A's saw what they wanted to see. Velocity carried, command mostly intact, and hitters had a tough time squaring him up. So where does this go? The A's drafted Taylor as a guy who could move quickly. He was already 23 years old and fits in with this A's draft philosophy of major league ready. He doesn't need 3 years in rookie ball. If he keeps stringing together outings like Saturday, don't be shocked if he's in AA, possibly AAA by next summer. And here's the kicker. This is the type of arm that sneaks up on people. No one's writing headlines about the A's 5th round pick. But when your resume says led the nation in K to base on balls ratio and your debut shows 4 strikeouts in 2 innings, that's how you make scouts smile. So if you are trying to picture Zane Taylor on the mound, here is the visual. And when I first saw Zane Taylor pitch on Saturday, it immediately came to me. Roy Oswalt. Like Oswalt, Taylor doesn't overwhelm you with size. Both are undersized righties who rely on extension, deception, and guts. Oswalt's fastball lived in the same velocity band, low to mid-90s, occasionally touching the upper 90s. And hitters swore it got on them faster than the radar gun said. That's Taylor's calling card too, a heater that jumps up in the zone and frustrates hitters who think they have timed it. Oswalt's paired that with a hammer curve and a sneaky changeup. Taylor doesn't quite have that one knockout secondary yet, but he does bring more variety. 6 different pitches, all commanded well enough to keep hitters guessing. The mentality is the real overlap. Oswalt was known as a bulldog, working fast, throwing strikes, and daring hitters to beat him. Taylor led the entire NC-28 in strikeout-to-walk ratio and barely issued a free pass all year. That's bulldog mentality. Now, let's be clear. Comparing anyone to a 3-time All-Star and NLCS MVP is setting the bar high. But stylistically, the comp makes sense. Taylor is Oswalt light, a modern version of the undersized righty who wins with sequencing, smarts, and a heater that plays bigger than it looks. If he maxes out, the A's might have found a sneaky rotation piece who could become much more. Zane Taylor isn't flashy. He isn't some mystery project. He's a finished project who knows exactly who he is on the mound. For the A's, this is the kind of pick that balances the system. A steady, strike-throwing righty who can eat innings, maybe more, if he keeps sharpening. And if you want to dream on it, dream Roy Oswalt in green and gold. 6 more games left. And the A's need 2 to hit my goal of 75 wins. Before we review the Astros in a 3-game set that starts tonight, Let's talk about what just happened in Pittsburgh up next. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure you are ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you will get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel because it fits however you would like to play. Player props, building a same-game parlay, or even jumping in live as the action unfolds. It makes every game more exciting, whether you are watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. It's quick, easy, and the best way to add a little more energy to Sunday. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen every day. For your second listen, find the all-night Locked On MLB Game Night. They cover every single game, every single night until a World Series champion is crowned. You will get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. The A's just finished a 3-game set in Pittsburgh, lost 2 of 3, and I honestly can say this. This may have been one of the most uneventful series of the entire year. Game 1, Keller, Severino. Severino gets hit pretty hard to start the game, gives up 3 runs, only 1 earned, I believe, in the first inning. A lot was due to the Hernandez error. I love Darryl Hernandez and think he's been doing a great job, but to play him every single day, I'm not okay with that. Hernandez was 0 for 10 in the series. He struggled defensively, and Hernandez is not an everyday guy. Why are we not giving shots to other guys in this lineup, considering where we are in the season, is beyond me. Nick Kurtz, solo bomb to right, made it 3-1. And of course, the big homer by Lawrence Butler, 3-run bomb, 4-3. Wasn't a great played game by the A's, but that made me actually optimistic. I said to myself, hey, if we can play this bad and we have this much firepower and our bullpen's pitching this good, Elvis Alvarado again, excellent. Sterner was excellent. Brady Basso was excellent. Michael Kelly, which I didn't like him coming in the ninth to close it, but he got the job done. If we're going to play this bad and get it done and win a game 4-3, I was optimistic about that. The next day, Bubba Chandler and Luis Morales. Now, Morales has not looked good as of late, and things did not start well for Morales. He got hit around early. He settled down. He still ended up pitching 6 innings, 96 pitches, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. He walked 2, struck out 4. The story was Bubba Chandler. Bubba Chandler was unbelievable. The A's struck out 13 times. One hit in that game. A double by Jacob Wilson, and that was a wrap. I thought to myself, okay, whatever. Bubba Chandler is one of the highest ranked prospects in all of baseball. He had things going. It happens. It's baseball. Game 3. Mike Burrows against Mitch Spence. Mitch Spence getting his first start in what seems to be forever. And why did Mitch Spence get the start? He did come in Boston, gave 3 2/3 innings, looked good, 2 hits, no runs. I guess Kotze felt he deserved it. He didn't look good in Vegas. I felt like he shouldn't even been called back up, but he got rocked, man. He got rocked and got rocked hard. 3 1/3, 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He walked 2. He struck out 1. And the other part of that duo, Osvaldo Bido, 3 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 6 Ks. The A's might as well not even have showed up to this game. A's got rolled their worst outing in what I feel the year was. 11-0. No one did anything in this entire series. And yeah, it was a throwaway series, and it looked like the A's played like that. Langoliers was 0 for 7 with 4 strikeouts. Rooker, 2 for 12, struck out 6 times. Kurtz, 2 for 10, struck out 6 times. Wilson was 1 for 11. Soderstrom, 1 for 9. Hernandez, 0 for 10. Lawrence Butler, 1 for 10. Blade, 0 for 5, 3 strikeouts. And we better come up with a lot more effort as the Astros come to town, because the Astros are playing for something. Tied for the final wild card spot with the Cleveland Guardians. We've gotten back and forth with the Astros this year. In Houston earlier this year, part of the 20 of 21 we lost, they beat us in 2 in Houston. Back in Sacramento, we split a 4-game set. Then back in Houston, the A's had their best series of the year, a 4-game sweep. So you better bet your tail Houston is coming for blood, and they're bringing their big dogs. The series starts tonight. Tonight, Christian Javier for the Astros versus A's left-hander Jeffrey Springs. Tomorrow, Hunter Brown, arguably the best pitcher in all of baseball, versus JT Ginn. And on Thursday, Framber Valdez against Luis Severino. Like I said, the Astros are battling for the final wild card spot. Every win matters down the stretch. We want to beat these division rivals. We want to get to 75 wins. And the way it looked like this past weekend in Pittsburgh, the A's had zero interest. You got to give the pitching matchup to the Astros. Anytime you have Brown and Valdez in a series, those are 2 of the best pitchers in all of the American League. We need Spring to have an outing. We need Ginn to be who he has been. And we need Severino to have an ace-type outing, which we have seen at times. This is the A's last meaningful series of the year. It means something. It's playoff-type baseball. It's going to have that type of intensity. And the A's are going to be going against frontline starters who are bringing their absolute best. I want 75 wins. It starts tonight. 3 games against Houston, 3 games against KC. I will be going live after the game tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday. Go A's. Let's get this done. Last 6 games. Let's get after it.